That's the beach, the goat house down there. Our closest neighbors are down there on the corner. And then in front of us, in all directions, the neighbors are hundreds of meters away. This land has not been developed or built on next to us yet. And this is our little sala. And we're still building. We're still building in this house. It's a long ways from done. And this is our simple sala. And then we're getting into the unbuilt portion of the house. This is going to be a long hall. And they're clearly not done with this at all. We only have the doorway in there. The outside doorway is in, but and this is, the girls are sleeping here, all the teenagers and young girls. And our bathroom is not finished either, but at least it works. And this one is painted, but no tile yet or anything. That's supposed to be the maid's room. And simple stairway. And this is an unfinished room also. This is a huge room. Hate to show it because it's so messy. But, and then the CR also is nowhere near finished. But it works. And then out here is the highest terrace. And they're drying one of our blankets there. This is the actual outdoor sitting area that's shaded so you can avoid the sun. And we sit on about a US acre or over 5,000 square meters of property. And our property line down there is very close. It's just those trees along there. And down to that corner palm tree over there. And then it goes up there to the corner, like a diamond shape over to the post at the top. And those big huge trees are Nara trees. They're the boundary on the back of the house, basically. And we have lots of coconuts, of course, being in the Philippines. We had these glass windows in the entire house. First floor and second floor cost us about $1,000 US. And then this floor cost us about $500 or $600 for windows. So windows are cheaper if you have them built by a local builder. Uses aluminum frames, and they come out measure, and they actually install them. And our big blue sliding, it's all reflective blue glass. And the glass is the glass doors there. Give you an example. That was less than $300, and each window was only about maybe $50 or less for a window. So everything is cheap. These torches are solar powered. They light up at night, so we have two little points on our patio, which the fishermen can see out there, they say. And then down there, you probably can't see it, but there's some motorcycles going by. There's a road right down there, and that road is the beach. On the other side, one of my friends here owns that beach and a little bar with a pool table and simple karaoke. And he owns most of this land in front here. Even his family, distant relatives live on it to the left. There's some houses. So he's a very large landowner. He probably owns, it's close to a quarter mile of property, I'd say he owns. Maybe a little less than a quarter mile. And then over there is there's another little barangay. a chief called a barangay captain. Up on top of that mountain in the distance, there's a road actually goes up there that's dirt and rock, and Picanto couldn't make it. I'm not sure whether or not we can make it in our car, but we're going to try it soon. But it is a coastal road that never was completed with cement or asphalt, but it is passable, and it goes clear to a northern town that's quite large for Philippine standards, probably maybe 30,000 people, 20,000 people, and it has no movie theaters, but it has shopping malls and it has resorts, and there's only one white sand beach up there. If I had a good four-wheel drive, I could get there in about 20 minutes. If you go the long way, it takes like an hour to get there because you have to go past it and then circle back. It's a little bit cloudy today, so we don't have the blues that we normally have. We have really dark blues on a cloudless day. And hidden in those clouds over there, straight ahead, is a volcano. You can just barely make out the edge of it. And that volcano is good, I don't know, 70 miles away, 50, 60 miles away, something like that. It's too far to pose a threat, even if it did go off. It hasn't gone off for the last 100 years, except in the 1800s it threw some rocks and smoke and no lava. But you can tell that thousands of years ago there were volcanoes in there, because every once in a while you find a big huge boulder that's obviously flown through the sky, and it's a lava rock from like millions of years ago when this island was being formed. When you dig a well here, you get down, you'll hit a white sand beach area. When you go down digging through the well down 100 feet or so, you'll hit a sandy layer that's pure white sand. So at one time this was a tropical island with white sand. Right now we don't have much white sand. This beach down here has a little bit of sand, but this is low tide, so you can see some of the rocks and stuff out there. And the sand ends shortly after you're in the water, and then you get the rocks, and so it's not very comfortable once you get out there unless you swim and have a mask, and then you can see the fish. And the coral is over to the right. There's some little floating like pool balls in the water. They mark a protected zone. There's a protected zone that breaks off from that beach and goes about maybe 1,000 yards up the coast, and they're not allowed to fish in there or pull their boats in there. And it's actually a refuge, a wildlife refuge for undersea aquatic safety. Really heavy relies on fishing. We have a lot of fish that we pass. A lot of people selling on the highway as we drive out to the city, which is only a mile away. We're at a city in a mile. But that city has one bank. They're building a real bank with an ATM. The one city bank they have, it doesn't really have much. It's just a savings bank, basically for the business people. We don't have an ATM except close to the courthouse. We have an ATM. So about a mile and a half away, there's an ATM. And then about a half hour away, we get civilization. Whether we go left or we go right, we go about a half hour. We hit McDonald's and we hit a real grocery store. The grocery stores here in town are very convenient. They just carry canned and packaged goods. But the Mercado, you can buy chicken, you can buy fruits, and almost never when you buy beef. Beef, you have to go to one of the big grocery stores, and then they don't have it all the time. Beef is a rarity here. So we have our first 2 cows, and I'm trying to get her interested in having more cows, because nobody uses this land over here. If we decided to buy more land, that would be nice, but if not, we could at least let the cows roam and eat the veggies. We definitely have some area where they could roam. And that's supposed to be a chicken house, but it's ended up being a goat house. We have goats too. And that little corral over there is for our 2 cows, mother and daughter, I think. I can't remember if she's a female too or not. But anyway, that's future plans, is to get some cows because we like beef. Not all the time, but it'd be nice to have beef once a week or twice a week. And if we had our own cows, then we could take them into the Mercado and have them butchered and then have them sold. And we can keep some of the best for ourselves, which would be nice. So we'll see what happens as time goes by. But we've only got about $16,000 in our acre of land, and then we've got $1,500 to do the electric and the water pumping, and we have to have some poles. We have to have like 4 poles. So about $650 we've spent on electric lines, and also on about the same amount on water. We had to run about 300 meters, and the water is just a hose. Basically, it's a black PVC piping that even the water companies use, but ours is a small one. It's only the size of a water hose, and it runs 300 meters to the outlet from the company, feeds all the homes. And the lines don't even have to be buried. You just run them along the side of the road, just toss them off the side of the road, and then bring them in through your driveway here. And the tanks sit up above the house, so we have just natural gravity feed. We don't have like strong pressure. We have rain showers, and the downstairs has a hot water heater on it. I've not yet put a heater on the top floor. If you take your shower around middle of the day, you don't get cold. But if you take your shower like most Americans, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, it is cold, and they're used to it. We have barrels that collect the rainwater over here. They want to fish over here. They want to do their laundry. Even we have a washer downstairs, but they insist on still once in a while doing laundry. Why, I don't know. But our gutter system brings down water, and they really run out and get soaking wet in the rain, moving barrels around so that they can fill them with water. And that water they use for shower, and they use it for watering plants, and that's about it. There's no it's rainwater, so you can't drink it unless you filtered it. This is our first wind turbine. We spend about $150 a month on electricity because we have computers, and we've got big screen TVs, we've got upstairs TVs. Mikey has a computer in his room. We've got air conditioning, runs it back up to almost $200 a month, $200 a month if we have our air conditioning running, because it's winter time now, or rainy season, so we get these clouds that kind of cool off. And since we've been living here for many years now, 8 years I think, we're still building because we build on my pension, and so I don't have enough to do everything at once. Like Americans come over here and they have, $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 in the bank, or they have investments that they can pull out and sell. And I didn't have any of that. I'm just a retired nurse, and I came with a suitcase and a pension. So 20 years now, mostly renting, and then the last 8 years we've been here. We started out by cutting some coconut trees down to make room for the house, and also to have a chainsaw lumber guy cut with a chainsaw our 2x4s for our house, and we actually built a little shack behind this house so we have a place to live while we built it. And the electric included all the wiring for that little house, and we had a bedroom and 2 downstairs rooms. And it was basically a miniature version of the house, but it was made out of coconut plywood, and we lived there while we built this. And so now we're living in this, and we're still building because I don't think we have $60,000 in the property and the house combined yet touched $60,000. And to do the kind of things we want to do, we probably spend another $10,000 or $20,000 on it, probably, because we don't have walls. We have biting dogs that have their rabies shots, And they used to come through here, the kids would get bit and they go to their parents, the parents would come say, you got to pay for our rabies shots, which is, you know, 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks every time somebody got bit. So they were trespassing. So we put up signs and don't give them any money. You have your papers, you can show that the dog has rabies shots. So don't give them any money. So we stopped giving them money, telling them, hey, you know, just keep your kids off our property. We're not paying you a dime. And that worked. So they changed their trail from walking down our path to the edge of our property, and then they go over to these trees up here and come back up. And the dogs expect that. The dogs just magically know the boundaries of the property, stay within the boundaries of the property. How that happened, I'm not really sure, but they understand their territory, maybe through the smells of people or something, and they stay within the boundaries. So it's a windy day, and I would like to get those coconut trees down because I can see that beach over there a lot better. But, you know, cutting down trees is not something they do here. They don't like that at all. So I may not ever be able to have a good view of that for 5 years while these coconut trees grow up, because they were babies when we moved in. We actually sat among those coconut trees when we saw the property complete. And it was all grassy, and we sat there among the trees, and we looked up here, and I said, that's where we put the house, because it's protected on the one side by a ridge, which is nice. And during initial building, living in just a hut, we had to dig out the mountainside to get room to stair step the house in. So we had a big hillside coming down that was artificial, that protected our wood house. And then, of course, these coconut trees. And then the best part is we have a mountain behind us, so which you can't really see, but we have a mountain behind us that blocks all the typhoons. And they come from that direction, usually hitting north of us, to the right of us. They hit and swirl around and come down over us, but we just close our windows, and sometimes we leave them open, because there's times when we can even leave them open during the rain. And we just enjoy the rain and the storm, and the house is 10 inches thick cement and steel walls, so the wind's not going to knock it off. The floors are all waterproof, so if it did take off our top roof, well, it wouldn't much matter, because we still have 2 floors below left, and down 2. So the roof is hopefully not expendable, but the roof is a normal roof. Just painted it white, and it's great. Works great. But we've not yet figured out what we're going to do with this tile. We had to cover it over with some cement because we were getting too much leakage through it. So we're trying to figure out what to do with the tile. We want to uncover it again. We tried different things, and nothing seemed to stop the leaking. Small leaks, it drops on the floor, drops on top of the refrigerator, places you don't want them. So we painted it over just to see what that would do. Most of it's peeling off now, but it does work. It's using roof repaint to cover the tile over, so we can actually have freedom and not worry about the water. So I'll try to do a video of the downstairs. It's finished. The downstairs 2 rooms and center room has tile. It's finished. The bathroom is tiled, so it's more complete. The middle room doesn't have a ceiling yet, as far as it has bare cement ceiling. We haven't done that. That's another thing. We have to do a decorative ceiling of some kind. So yeah, that's it. I'm standing on a terrace that's over the downstairs terrace that's over the bottom floor terrace. So this is like 3 12 by 12 terraces going down. And the party people usually stay downstairs. They don't come up here because we don't have rails. So this is not a place for people that are drinking and partying. But we're going to put rails eventually. We don't have any rails yet. The dog doesn't care. When he was young, he went down on the middle floor and fell off backwards. And he lived, thank God. But if he fell from up here, I don't think he would live, because it's very far down. So It's really a labor of love, and it's a long ways from finished. But I just wanted to do a video showing you what you can do. You know, you don't have to build a big house like this. You could build the downstairs and live in it. You know, the downstairs is big enough to live in. That would cost you, if you just had paint over cement finished walls, you could probably build 2 bedrooms, a little sala, and a kitchen or a dirty kitchen. You know, CR with a shower. Probably do all that for under 10,000. And so if you've spent 10,000 for land or 20,000 for land, there you go. That gives you an idea. But you can buy a lot for a house that size here. You can buy it from someone and spend, you know, maybe $500 for a lot for a house that big, and then spend your 10,000 to build your house on that $500 lot. I mean, literally 12,000 buys you a townhouse here. So of course you can build one yourself on your own property in the countryside. That's in the cities. You buy a 2-floor townhouse for about 20,000, 30,000 for a townhouse in a development. Of course you have no land and you can't raise anything. And our breakfasts are basically grown on our property because they love veggie breakfasts. So it's pretty much grown everything, the gourds and the plants, everything goes. So we have a lot of fruits. Guava, we're growing some mango, not ready yet. We have avocados planted, and we have jackfruit, and we have some large fruit. So we have the beginnings. Addition to our food supply. So I think when we get our solar panels in and cut down our bill to like 500 pesos, like $10 a month or so, once we get solar in, and just keep it as a grid mounted system so that we can have the pleasure of knowing that we can go over the limits of our solar. So that's the plan too. You know, we have all these plans. You can see how the solar for the house to provide about 80 or 90% of our electricity needs will only cost between $1,500 and $2,000 installed by an installer coming into the main city, Cebu. He'll actually bring them up here and take them up on the roof and install them. So that'll be the next thing, will be solar, get our electric bill down. And continue to build. Right now, we don't have any workers working on the house. We have one guy that's clearing the land so that we can plant during this rainy season, and also so we can make sure we don't have any mosquitoes. We have 2 cats, and they kill everything. Anything that's moving, lizards, mice, snakes, anything, they'll kill it and eat it. And because I feed them, but you know, they never get enough, so they're always roaming. And then we have 3 dogs that alert, and they're very good dogs. They're very good dogs. They're very sweet and loving, and very nasty to anybody that doesn't belong here. So, all right. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope this was a long video you enjoyed.